My day overall has been fabulous. But I did want to come on here and share an incident that I seem to consistently have at this library. And you're probably like, well, why do I come back to the library? Well, because it's a public place. It's a public place. And for some reason, the people at this library, it's already bad enough that the staff really isn't that diverse. And I think Trump did just put something in place to correct such things. But anywho, um, I was sitting there minding my business as I always do. And there's always these two uh born males, and there's this old lady. Every single time I walk into this establishment, they're running their mouth. Every single time. Every time. It's like they wait for me to get out of the car. And then they have people within this community that'll pop up in there and start having these random pretend conversations. And it's really like, y'all have kids. And it appears that you keep up with my life more than you keep up with your own life. And it appears to me that you also don't seem to have checked your heart before you left out the house, that you have after you've accomplished everything that you have accomplished, and you still ain't fixed your spirit. So the one lady, because I know she's over 60, you've been on this earth for 60 years and you still haven't fixed your heart. To the other confused men in there, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty positive that they're young enough to hopefully eventually one day straighten themselves out. Maybe they don't want to go that route, and that's their choice. But what I don't understand is that so many people have so much mouth and so much energy to excel and to project and to attempt to berate and belittle somebody else. But you have done no hard work. And you believe that you're going to break somebody who was built off of the things that you don't even want to address? Like, you did all that work, literally and physically, right? You did all the work, literally and physically. Work right now is the only thing some of y'all have to celebrate, is that you work hard. And it's very interesting that that's all you have to celebrate because, well, it seems like that's all that this government wants you to do is work. They're going to trap you with work. And the funny part about all of it is, in the new heaven that's supposed to come to earth, we're going to be in a state of rest. So there's a lot of you people who are going to resist the new heaven simply because, one, the major one, is that your heart is very hardened. It doesn't matter how often you go to church. If when you step outside, you're not a representation that you even go to church. You can't treat everybody you come in contact with love, and not the nasty love that's ingrained in some of y'all's DNA. Because what? I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't get it. But I've been coming to this library on and off for a little while now, and it's the same reaction. And I know I saw somebody's thumbnail that said we can't change certain people. I'm not trying to change certain people, but I do want you to see the ugliness of yourself, because you feel like you've had this said privilege for however long you felt like you've had this said privilege. And really, it's been a chain around your throat and around your heart, because you don't even treat God's children how you're supposed to treat them. And you're okay with it. And you feel like because you've gained and obtained these earthly blessings, right, that you did your part here on this earth. But when you leave, where are you going to go? Some of you have signed up and you don't care where you go. We already know because we just know. But it's amazing how some of you tune in to every little detail of my life the way that you do, with the depth and the intensity that you do. And you've seen me push and press through all of the things that I push and press through. And you think your dust is cloudy enough to choke me? You really think that? I just wanted to come and laugh in your face, and I wanted it recorded so you can come back and look at it when you need a reminder that it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm still going to be very oily, even on my ashy days, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm going to stand with Christ regardless of how ugly your spirits are. So if your spirits and your demons are bothered when there are certain people that come into a room and it shifts the atmosphere so much, or maybe it doesn't even really shift the atmosphere. Maybe the mirror that you encounter is a little too much for you to look in with love, because you don't really love yourself if you can treat people so ugly for no reason at that. You're just doing it because you have the access. You're not doing it because your heart is good. Maybe you have good heart selectively. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you only select a certain color card or note card to take notes on. And maybe that's why you feel like you're still good, you know? Did that make sense? Did that go over your head? Hopefully it's stuck. If you need a stapler, I have one, I'm sure, somewhere in the back. It's amazing some of the judgments that some people throw out that have already been thrown out. And you think that it's heavy enough to dry up the oil that certain people are going to continue to carry. Just like you continue to carry your demons, thinking that you have the capacity to break anything but yourself. And that's exactly why the reflection that you continue to see when I walk in rooms disturbs you. Because it's not me that really bothers you. It's knowing that there's something genuinely wrong with you. And instead of you actually dealing with it, you rather look down on someone that's just seems not to stay down, huh? And it disturbs your soul so much. And this is not prideful. This is not me bragging. This is me stating the facts. The pit, and I'm gonna come out. It, it's God. But see, some of you haven't had true encounters with God like you think you have. And that's why you go around doing what you do, feeling like you're getting something out of it, when what you really don't realize is that your actions actually acknowledge that God has hardened your heart. And well, when you have a hardened heart, seed is not going to go in the ground. It's not going to ferment. It's not going to produce the right type of seed, it's not going to produce anything good. It's going to be dead. No harvest. You know that, right? You do know with hardened hearts, It's hard for you, anyone like that, to be saved. Do you understand that? Do you know that's in the word? I know I did a video on the prayer of intercession, and it highlighted that Jesus didn't come for everybody, but people think that. But when you read the prayer of intercession, Jesus came for the people that were attached to him. And so everybody else who had a hardened heart, well, guess what? They couldn't be attached to him because their hearts were not they weren't soft enough to receive him. And so for everyone that had a hardened heart toward Christ, well, guess what? Guess what they didn't receive? The promise. And so you people don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that your actions and how you treat people who you seem to know all their information, as one Susie said, you seem to know all of their information like that's a threat. You're one individual amongst how many in this world? And you're not even on the elite level, and you think you knowing my information bothers me? You're nobody. You're nobody. As we all are. And guess what? My information has been out there because whatever organization, 3-letter, hey Trump, I know you're getting rid of some of these FBI agents. I don't know if CIA, you're going to get rid of some of them too. I don't know. But if you find any files where they have information on me, can you get rid of them people for me too, please? Because what? Y'all don't even realize that the joke is on you. When you look at the mirror, whether it be me or whoever else has one that you look at and your spirit is just instantly bothered, it's a sign that you have a lot of hard work to do. It's a sign that you have a lot of hard work to do. And I would show you the individuals, but I don't want them to be all, I can show you the old lady now. She came out here, her hair is flying, but she had an so comment about hair. And I'm just looking like, well, you don't really want me to go there, do you? Because one, that wouldn't be godly of me to do. But then two, you're not necessarily guaranteed extra life necessarily, are you? And I actually tend to like seniors. I really do. So how would I show up being ugly just because you're ugly? Oh, but I will show up and tell you about your unrighteous ways because I'm pretty sure that lady goes to church. But whoever her pastor is, whatever you're teaching has not saturated her heart. The other individuals might go to church. I don't know. They might. But some of these people that are sitting in your pulpits, whatever's being taught is not reaching their hearts. And this ain't even just for a certain ethnicity at this point. This is for everybody. If you look in the mirror or in the reflection of someone else, and your natural inclination is to attack them just because you feel away, not because they attacked you, right? That might be just you defend yourself, even though God is supposed to defend us. But being in this flesh suit, there's only but so much pressure that some people take, and then, well, they're gonna bust pipes. Me, I'm gonna just tell you the truth because clearly you don't like it anyways, and that's why your spirit is disturbed, because the truth was what you felt. Check your hearts. It's not quite too late for you to pray and ask God to help you soften it. It really is. But I just wanted to come and share that. Um. Yeah. Hey. Oh, hey, Sheree. If that's who I think it is, I'm not sure. Night Pen. Hey, Poolie Patty. Messi or Ronaldo? I'm not sure who Messi is, but I know Ronaldo. I think it's soccer, so I'm gonna just say Ronaldo. I think. I don't know. I haven't been asked why do I smile a lot and be positive. Okay, Lloyd, what was your answer? Um, Nobody. You are right. Stay positive. Appreciate the double taps. I don't speak whatever you wrote on that last part, but I finally got my computer charged up, so I'm happy about that because I can do another podcast chat that I need to do. But y'all want to know something else that was very funny as well? Is that when I was sitting there and I felt myself, when I felt myself, I had some stuff written down. And one of the things I had written down was righteous under pressure. Righteous under pressure. And it is interesting how some people don't even know how to be righteous when they're not under pressure. You can't be righteous when you're not even under pressure. But then when you under pressure, you're really not righteous. I don't know. Maybe I'll know. But what I do know is a lot of y'all who are stuck in this mindset of the past, and then you get mad like, oh, why does such and such point out XYZ? Well, it's still prevalent in the earth. It's an issue still. It's an issue still. And me speaking on it, if it bothers you, you should ask yourself why. Lately, that's something I've been asking myself. Why? Just on all types of things. Why? Right? Why? Even today, I didn't spaz. I spoke truth in the midst of raggediness. I spoke truth. Since I've came to this library, before they started to rebuild it, these people have been doing the same exact thing. Very first day. This is just stuff that come with the territory if God is called. I understand that. I'm not complaining. I'm shedding light on an issue that I've been dealing with for a while now. And I'm sick of the little spirits that's in these people who feel like they can just say and do whatever. But then when I say something, oh, it's not digestible, or oh, you're the victim. We've seen that in history quite a few times now, haven't we? No, you're not a victim at all. Don't lie. Don't fabricate victimhood. I don't get people who want to pretend like they're a victim. What are you getting out of it? Even when you are really a victim. Yes, it happened. It's going to take time to get over it. Some longer than others, and that's understandable. But if it has stopped, if it has ceased, Eventually, you have to let it go so you can grow and move on. Cyber stalking, being literally stalked, going places and people not only knowing you but knowing your vehicle. They literally look for your vehicle. There are people who literally will slow down just to be side by side with me while I'm driving. Just stupid stuff. So people coming out their mouth trying to say, oh, you're not a victim. Don't open your mouth in regards to me dealing with things that I am currently still dealing with. I talked about those ugly little cars, and I don't care how many continue to pop up now randomly where I'm at. They're still going to be ugly, and I still don't care for the maker. It doesn't matter how many of them keep popping up. If they ugly to me. It don't mean everybody else got to think they ugly, but if I think they're ugly, I'm standing on it. It's ugly to me. I don't care how many of them bots you send around me. They're ugly. You're mad at that? How old are you? How rich are you to be in your feelings about that? Grow up. You can't force somebody to like what you make. Just like I can't force people to like what I make. I can't force people to like me. I have no desire. Let's get that clear. I have no desire to force people or to try to mold or manipulate myself to be digestible if I'm not digestible. That means I'm not supposed to be digestible for everybody. And I'm okay with that. But see, people will try to pretend like, oh, you're not being authentic. I'm multifaceted. So what you get is the authentic me. Let's be clear. I believe authenticity came about because of it wasn't a buzzword before. So just because a person reveals themselves in layers and the layers are not what you wish to digest, they're not authentic. Because you rather hold on to the lies that ninjas who have lied to themselves their whole life, living a lie literally, probably still currently, presently to this day, can't tell the truth to themselves. So you rather believe the lie that they told you about somebody else because, well, that's digestible for you, or because you just simply don't like the person. Either way, that's your choice and your right. No one's trying to change your mind. I'm just highlighting the fact that there are delusional people, and sometimes you're with them every day. Every day. You go to sleep with them, you wake up with them, you brush your teeth with them every day. But I just wanted to share that because I know that they can't be the only ones suffering from this hardened heart. There's thousands and millions of other people with this same issue. Millions of you with the same issue. Your heart is hardened. And it shows up in how you treat others who you feel like have less than you. It shows up in how you treat others, even if they don't have less than you. Like, this Suzette really came in this library talking about, we know all your information. You don't know squat. You don't know squat. You think you know all my information. If it was that simple, maybe you would have had me figured out already, right? I guess you don't really know everything, Suzette, now, do you? Because if you knew better, you would have controlled them demons a little better now, wouldn't you? But see, that wasn't the case. It's not the case. You rather feed the demons because that's easier than dealing with the hard work. I don't know what your home situation is like. Maybe it's perfect. Maybe it's horrible. That's why you go out into the world and you treat people the way that you do. Who knows what your husband does to you? Hopefully, he does nothing. I've never been in a DV situation. Never. I have worked with women who have. I don't desire or wish that for anybody. But if you're hurt and you haven't done the work to heal and you see all of the things that are taking place on this earth, in this world, and you get up and you go to work every day, are y'all mad because y'all tired? Is that what it is? Do y'all need rest? Why won't you rest? Why won't you rest? Why won't you trust God and rest if you need rest? Y'all are too busy out here trying to be Superman by draining yourself. And he didn't even do that. But hey, y'all don't like listening to what I say. Even though you seem to be absolutely obsessed with my life. I thought I just had, two weirdos that was, obsessed. I just thought it was just two. But now there's Suzettes and whole library staff. They're just completely obsessed with my life. Thanks to whoever has a hand. And we gonna give God credit too, because I know this is part of my processing. So this is not me complaining. This is me highlighting that there's a lot of you who have heart work that you need to do. There's a lot of you who need to let go of this illusion that you've been holding on to for 400 years. And we know you might take it to your grave. It's okay. But I hope you pray that it's not sooner than you think. I hope you're praying that prayer. But guess what, y'all? It's the weekend. It is the weekend, the weekend, the weekend, the weekend. I finally got that video up. I know y'all don't really go watch them because, well, you already get to see everything that I do, which is why I'm never really impressed about putting it up because I know you can already hear and see everything that I do. Just weird to have to live every day. But somebody had to do it. And I'm assuming God believed that I could handle it. So for those of you who are unable to handle the mirror that you experience when you meet me, especially when you greet me with nothing but hate and nastiness, when you've been working long enough to where you should have done the work on yourselves to be better individuals, I feel bad for you because you've did all this physical labor and you have yet to tackle the spiritual. And well, that's what truly matters. That's what matters. It's the spirit. So, for some reason, I have more energy. Before I did this video, I didn't have too much energy, but I have more energy now. I just want you to know that it's okay to look in the mirror and realize that you're not okay. A lot of people would love for me to not be okay. I'll be okay. I really do. But it's funny that people who seem to have everything that the American dream was supposed to be, And yet their spirits are just tainted and ugly. So you've been here dreaming this whole time and you have yet to tackle the actual true mission of why we're here in the first place. Some of y'all better get prepared because if you're struggling with resting now, and well, rest is what we're going, rest is our portion in the new heaven. What are you going to do? Are you going to make it? Because clearly some of you are so tired from working so much on the wrong things, clearly. I try not to laugh because I was trying to be serious, but I be seriously cracking up sometimes about some of the stuff I see people do because it's just like, out of all the things you decided to do, whoo, y'all, let me tell y'all something. I watched this girl the other day, right? She was spazzing about her getting fired. But in her spazzing about her getting fired, she was throwing so much shade at a girl that had nothing to do with her getting fired. Like, she wasn't there having the conversations. Why are you throwing shade at her? She didn't help you with your job. This is the type of stuff I be thinking sometimes and I be laughing about because why you mad and throwing shade at somebody else that don't got nothing to do with your situation? Absolutely nothing. But I see this stuff a lot. Like, even with people who be coming up with these prophecies that they be having and they sprinkle certain things in it, you're lying. You're lying. You just made that up. You made the dream up. You made the story up. You made the prophecy up. You're lying. It's evident you're lying. You're lying. So I be laughing a lot, y'all. Y'all, some people might be thinking that I be down. I be having a time all by myself. I'm telling you. The only thing lately that I gotta work on a thing. That's really the only thing. And even that ain't a thing. I'm telling you. I can experience it and still be bounced right back. Like, y'all, y'all, y'all. I be minding my business because the good energy that I know some of y'all so desperately desire, you don't realize that you can't obtain it until you work on your heart. Because how can you feel good if you're not actually good internally? Do you know what I mean? How can you feel good if you're not good internally? Now, unless you've embraced your dark side just completely and you know you're gonna spend hours of your time just writing whole catalogs, just attacking somebody that's not paying you no attention like that, then that's your business and you've accepted that. That's your choice. But what I'm saying is, why, if it's not going to have the impact that you want it to have and you're putting so much energy into it, like, why would you do that? But I guess it's the same thing with like feeling good and, just having a time. But I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing, just the opposite effect. Is that what it is? That could be what it is. But yeah, um, I don't know. I know the mirror is hard to look at sometimes. But if you've looked at it and you've realized that you've been similar to the personalities and the spirits that these librarians embody, then your heart is hardened. It is. And again, I don't have the exact scripture for you, but we still have access to the internet right now. So you can Google about hardened hearts. But your heart is hardened. Matter of fact, you can look up Psalm 69. That's the prayer intercession. It talks about, I think, right before this. So it could be Psalm 68 or something like that. But the prayer intercession is Psalm 69. But around in that Psalms, around that, whether it's 69, 68, it's in that area. The people's heart were hardened. They they weren't going to get the message, and that's why they hated Jesus. Their hearts were hardened. The ground couldn't be tilled. That's why they acted and behaved that way. So that's why, and if you're dealing with situations like this, I know y'all thing lately has been to talk about why people at work do this, why people at work do that. Why I know that's been y'all little thing lately, because I guess it's supposed to be doing something too. But either way, where you have, whether you have to deal with it at work, in your family, in the neighborhood, in your communities, I don't know where you got to deal with it with, but wherever you have to deal with it with, right? Regardless of the location, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's in your family, whether it's in the community, whether it's in a community you just visiting or passing through, it don't even matter. Wherever you may be and you have to deal with stuff like that, you have to understand that the person's heart is hardened. Yeah. Yeah. So the best thing for myself and others who are dealing with this, whether it's at work or wherever, right? I know work is the thing right now. So whether you're dealing with this at work or wherever, you can pray for their hearts if you so choose to. We're supposed to pray for our enemies anyway. It can be sometimes hard. Sometimes when you're dealing with so much pressure, you have to check your own heart too, right? So you don't become like the thing that's trying to break you, right? Yeah, sometimes you have to pray that for yourself. So you don't become exactly like the thing that's trying to break you. That's why when I felt that pressure rise, I already knew it was coming. But I saw the little thing that said righteous under pressure. And it came. But it came with truth. I ain't say nothing too crazy. I ain't say nothing that did not need it to be stated. That was not the truth. I just held up the mirror. So I'm not suggesting that for everybody, because maybe you can do it, maybe you can't. But pray for the hearts of people. And matter of fact, they might be on the list of people not to pray for, because there are some people that we're not even supposed to pray for. So sometimes the simplest thing you can say is, God, let your will be done. God, your will be done in their life. Because your will be done in their life. Because what else you going to say if you ain't supposed to be praying for them in the first place? But you know they need some type of help. So God, if this be your will, just got to be able to accept it. People just be wanting a reaction. They just don't never know which one they're going to get. Because they barely know themselves, let alone somebody else that they watch and stalk every day. But Suzette just thought she ate with that line. Baby, you was regular compared to people with more than you, if you really wanted to go there. Even though where everybody's a nobody. Whether you're rich or poor. I was gonna say in the middle, but where's the middle anymore? Whether you're rich or poor. We're somebody's kid. Regardless of we like them or not. And just so we clear, I don't treat these people who I experience this the most from any type of way in person. I hardly say anything. And I still show up loving and kind because that's just me. I got some quirks, absolutely. But some of y'all been watching so much you think you know them, so I don't have to really tell you that because you've paid so much attention. Suzette says she know all my information. What you gonna do with it, Suzette, that people ain't probably already tried to do? What you gonna do? And what you gonna do that you feel like whatever you gonna do is gonna bother me? What you gonna do, Suzette? Your time is limited anyway. What you gonna do? And what you gonna do that my God can't do worse? So that's the type of stuff I don't be understanding from people sometimes. Who are you but a creation? You're not the creator. There's no all power in your hand. There are some people with power in their hand, but I know it ain't you, Suzette. I hope you don't think that was supposed to move me in a way to where I won't come back to this place tomorrow if I felt like it. You ain't gonna do nothing but sit behind the desk and talk junk because you don't never say nothing directly to me because you're cowards. Mm-hmm. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of y'all that work here. And you literally wait until I walk in the door to unleash all your spirits. They sit heavy on you, don't they? I know they do. I know they do. That's why you be trying to throw them on me. They're not. It don't work like that. It don't. But hopefully, I know towards the end there was a nugget in there. You can pray for people's heart if you want to. You can pray for God's will in their life. But check your heart. Some of y'all hearts are hardened, and that's tough. That's really tough because then what? You do all the work. You give all the time. Give all this energy. And your heart could never be reached, could never be touched. So you did all of the work in vain. And you still be out here stressing about, oh, I gotta work, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. When you need to cut some hours because there's hard work you need to do. And it's clearly some of you don't know how to multitask. Because how are you on the job being ugly to someone you're supposed to be technically of service to? Because, well, that's your job. Man, you see how that works? That's your job. Like you get paid to be of service. You get paid to treat people kindly. How you treat people impacts the business that comes to this government granted location. This ain't the first time I dealt with this from these people. And it ain't been just at this branch either. This is just the main branch. So every time I come in here, they cut a fool. Unless they see the camera on. But then they don't want to talk on camera. They don't want to show the ugly ways on camera. Oh, they want to keep them demons in the dark. And before you say, oh, I'm sitting in the dark, there's also a glow on me. I know you see it because I see it. You're going to say that's arrogance. It's the truth. There's a glow. I see it. You see it. That's why I sit in the dark and I don't care. I just talk when I feel the need to talk. But check your hearts. Check your hearts. Check your hearts. Some of your hearts are hardened. You have all the knowledge, all the information, all the years of work in this field and that field and working with people. I know I can communicate well, but what are you truly communicating? Have you truly dug into both sides of the conversation to realize what you're really communicating? Some of y'all talk and y'all do things and it's like whatever you hear when you speak, it don't be the delusion. It don't be that. When I talk, I know typically that my messages are for myself and others. hmm Like this was a moment I had to be righteous under pressure. I had to balance speaking and not going too left because I had to stay righteous, just, and fair. You know how difficult that is sometimes? A lot of the times. It's difficult sometimes. Because see, whatever y'all get to digest concerning my life, and because you feel like you got all of my information, you know me, right? But then when you get introduced to me you ain't never seen, it's like, oh, who is that? Exactly. You don't know me. So now you a victim. It don't work like that. No, 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 no. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. You been out here terrorizing people since 400 years ago. And when I say you, I'm talking about the spirit now attached to some certain yous. You been out here terrorizing people since 400 years ago. And when the ones that y'all had to come out here and get rid of because they had to tell you about yourself, oh, now you a victim. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Are y'all seeing all the changes going on? It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. It don't. It really don't. It don't work like that at all. I know a lot of you feel like it does, but it don't. So to all you Suzettes and her cousins, you know your cousin's name. To all of y'all who be out here doing this stuff and you haven't got on the wave that people are trying to unite and come together, don't get upset when somebody mirror check you because you thought you knew who you was dealing with. And now they got to deal with you. Boy, I tell you. Some of y'all don't know how to have fun. Y'all, look. Guess what I got to try the other day, and it was really good. And shout out to Christy. I prayed I recalled your name correctly. To Christy at the Wellness Lounge. She has a lovely, lovely boutique. Y'all should go check it out. Um, I don't know why I don't be telling y'all where I'm at because Suzette says she knows all my information. She just knows where I'm at. That's why she came right on up here to the library to see me. She just really wanted me to hear her. So shout out to you, Suzette. You know who your name is because you know what you said. Yes, you do. Anywho, y'all, I tried raw milk for the first time, and it's actually very good and very creamy. So really, really good. And there are great benefits to drinking raw milk. So again, if y'all are out here supporting y'all local farmers, continue to do so. And yeah, go check out the Wellness Lounge if you in Ohio. Go check out the Wellness Lounge. So this area I'm in, I think it was one of them dots on the map. I was looking at this map what was the other week? Suzette could probably tell me the way she be. Suzette gonna get on my nerves. I mean, I'm gonna get on her nerves. I know she don't like her new name. Hey, Suzette. Now we got Karen and Suzette. Listen, Suzette. We know all your information. What you supposed to be, the boogeyman? I'm supposed to be scared. Suzette, you not the only one with my information. Thanks to the idiots that's you're not the only one, Suzette. Don't feel special, sweetheart. Please don't feel special, Suzette. You're not the only one. But back to what I was saying. And again, like I said, everyone seems to know my information and always know where I'm at. That's why they do these little weird things and just love to pop up where I'm at. I had people coming over last night while I was trying to sleep. I was actually sleeping very well, actually, if I do say so myself. And they will just come and just ride around my car. Like, these are the things I don't share with y'all. Why? Because it's for me to deal with, right? But I have to deal with creeps in this area that will come and just ride around just to be riding around me. This is what they do. This is what they do. So I don't know if they feel like this is supposed to be. I really hope that's not what they think, because this really ain't that. But anywho, I ain't even gonna say that. But if you Suzette, I'm pretty sure you heard my thoughts. Ain't they right, Suzette? You know all my information. Ooh, what's my middle name, Suzette? Can you spell it? Can you pronounce it, Suzette? You probably can't. I don't even know if Google's gonna say it correctly, but listen here, Suzettes, and the rest of you Suzettes. Toast to you all, okay? You need to go get you some prebiotic milk, and you need to drink you a couple glasses, okay? I've been drinking me a couple glasses. I heard it's also good for your skin. Mine's already glowing. There have been a few places that could glow a little more, but go get you some of that natural raw cow's milk and you just sip on it, right? Some of you might need to go, like, you know what? I like what you did there. My father caught me because I was about to go tell you where you could lay to get the milk, but that ain't righteous. Get you some. This is Pet Milk Happy Cow Creamery. Shout out to you, ma'am. Hopefully, you are not like Suzette, okay? I really hope you're not like Suzette, because then I'm going to come back on here and say, don't go to this place, because I don't support Suzettes. The owner at the Wellness Lounge, lovely lady. Lovely lady. She was not a Suzette at all. So for anyone who tries to pull the whole race thing with me, you really can't, because I deal with all people. Love learning different cultures. I do that. What I don't do, I won't even tell you. But if you meet a version of me that you ain't watched, you ain't seen yet on camera, well, it's because there's such thing as righteous anger, and some of y'all are gonna keep effing around, and you're gonna find out. So I be cooling always. Yes, this has sparked a whole hour long conversation, because I need all the Suzettes, regardless of where you're from, to get it in your head that just because you don't like the reflection of who you are deep down, in the presence of having to look at yourself as the version of you that you try so much to hide, you have to deal with that, hun, sir, mister, if you know you're not quite on the straight and narrow. But Some of you really need to read the book, the Bible. Whether you believe in it or not, there's a lot of wisdom in it. I'm still absorbing it. You know, still absorbing, still trying to pull out what I've already absorbed. But what I am going to continue to do is have a good old time being myself. And if that bothers you and the rest of the Suzettes and her cousins, Karen, stuff like that, then you're going to have to get over it. Because, y'all see we got a new sheriff in town, right? He's been here whipping out all these rules and laws and stuff. And there were so many people that were just thrilled at first because, well, they didn't think they could be touched. But some of you have found out that you can. So, it looks like we're all made equal. Just about, right? Just almost. So, cheers. Now I'm going to pray over my stomach because it's just been out. Mm-hmm. It's just been out. But yeah, if you haven't prepared yourself or are not preparing yourself, you should do that and pray for the Suzettes and all the other nicknames that you got for people that need the prayer. I know I can't remember your name, sir, but I definitely seen your thumbnail, and I believe I've purchased one of your books or two in the past as well. When I knew I was downsizing to my current home, because I mean, this is home. So yeah, we all have one, whether literally or spiritually. We're all going somewhere. We return somewhere. So if you're walking around with them demons and you happen to pass before you get rid of them, looks like y'all are best friends for life now. You're going to the same place they're going. You hear me? I just want you to know that, Suzette. So I hope you got all your information lined up and your T's and I's crossed in a row, because you better know your information on that good day when you got to go see the good Lord. You hear me, Suzette? So don't you dare keep your eyes too hard on me. You better be on your knees doing righteousness and praying to the Lord. I'm not talking about nothing in your bedroom because, well, that's supposed to be private. But it seems like on the internet, everybody just wants to share what all they do, and the bedroom's supposed to be a sacred space. But I digress. Anyway, Suzette, Suzette, you know all my information. Do you know all of yours and where you're going on Judgment Day? Do you know, Suzette? Now, don't be offended because this ain't the only accent that I can do. If I want to be a Brit, I will turn into a Brit. I don't know if it's a Brit or I do, but I got a couple different accents. And it's just because I'm just just me. I like to have fun. And so I don't know if any of my ex best friends told you that, but I've always been just silly old me. I don't know what stories you've heard, Suzette, because I know me, so I don't be too pressed about my life or other people's life like that. Even those people who have stuff going on in their life and they're supposed to be, making money to pay for their kids and feeding their sons, and somehow they're trying to drag other people into their mess. Like, did I get you fired? No, I don't. I don't sign your checks, do I? I don't. I really don't. Mm. One day I might be signing people's checks though, but it'll be people prayerfully with good hearts and good spirits, and who have done the work to let go of all bitterness and nastiness. Because there's a way you can check somebody without having to go so low to do it. But see, there are some people who that's the only language they understand, you know? And it's really sad. It's like, why do I have to talk to you like that for it to resonate in your spirit that something is wrong with you? Why do people have to talk to you in such a crazy way for you to realize that something is wrong with you to where you only are able to receive something when it's yelled at you, when someone is demeaning you, when someone is dragging you to filth for you to get the message? And you don't think nothing's wrong with that. Hmm. We all have experienced love differently, huh? Me, I know. No. I can't say I've experienced that. No. No. My own daddy didn't talk to me crazy. No. My teachers didn't talk to me crazy. And before you go saying I have a problem with authority, I have a problem with unjust, unrighteous authority. You're not going to talk to me sideways just because you feel like you're an authority figure. No. And I know because I have always said I've had beautiful management who was very much an authority, but it was his presence, it was the demeanor that demanded it. It was only one of those Suzettes who talked to him crazy. Her spirit was bothered by me too, plotted to get me fired. And yes, she wasn't on the straight and narrow either. Just demons in them. Something be wrong with folks. But they'll love to say something wrong with you. Ain't that crazy? I tell you, that's why you gotta drink your milk and mind your business. If they told you raw milk is bad for you, well, if it came from, one of them sick cows, then yeah, it's bad for you. And if anybody is selling bad milk, then that's going to come back to you tenfold. I'm trying to tell you because that's just disgusting. But see, what I've learned about this milk from just the few days that I was looking it up, it's really more like one. I'm exaggerating. I told you I was extra. But now since I'm up here rambling and talking and stuff, listen, you can even drink this milk sour. You sure can. Look it up. I seen that. It's good for you. It's healthy benefits. It's cured people's autoimmune diseases. It's let me not say cured. I don't want another organization to be following me next. Good Lord, I'm sure there's enough of them already. I don't need another three-letter one coming after me. But listen, go look up the reviews. There's raw milk. Uh-huh. Get you some. Clean your gut. I should have probably tried to give some to Suzette. Maybe she needs a good gut cleaning. And maybe her spirit can breathe a little better, you know? I don't know. I don't know. But I really hope who's ever the pastor to these people here that work at this church, well, sir, ma'am, whichever one you may be, some of your members need some extra prayers. They do. And I'm going to pray for God's will to be done in their life. But their hearts, they're harboring spirits. They are. Now I'm going to give you the grace and say they're not learning it from you, right? You're not a Pharisee or a Pharisee, right? You're a true priest of the Lord. So I hope these members of here in your church aren't out here acting a fool like this in public while they're supposed to be serving others at their jobs that they're so proud of. You know what I mean? Yeah, they be so proud of their jobs. Look at these people now. The library is very much closed, but they're here parking anyways. It's completely dark. They're parking anyways. They're getting out and everything. Maybe they're returning their books. But listen, people, Don't let the Suzettes or nothing like that knock you off your square. Because what you do is you stand dead center in that square and you tell Suzette what she needs to do, which is bow down and worship Him, the Lord Jesus, because she needs hard work. And you're not a surgeon, but you can tell her where the best surgeon is at. You know what I mean? You can tell her where the best one is at, and she can find them on her knees, praying. Yeah, that's how that works. So for those of you who happens to go to Suzette Church, if you know Suzette, tell her she needs to be on the altar on Sunday. Matter of fact, if you need to drag her up there, you grab her hand and say, let me walk you up there and do this. If you're her pastor, you need to get off of your pew and go get her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know some of these Suzettes are good at hiding it, but you need to go get them. Mm-hmm. Because if they are being ye separate for some other mess, you're going to have to do a little bit more than pray then, aren't you? Because guess what? They've been sitting under you, so they learned it from somebody somewhere and cleansed them out. Maybe that's what all the churches need to come together and unite on subject for Sunday. It's just the heart checks. Maybe the subject for Sunday should be heart checks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need heart checks for the people to make sure that they have hearts that are able to be tilled so that the love of the Father can truly reach them and reach them in such a manner that it's sprouting out for them to be fruitful and to reflect the love of the Father from the inside out. I don't know if you've already got your sermon prepared for Sunday, but there's this one pastor, I don't know his name, but he sits in on the lower level and he talks to his peoples. He wears glasses. I want to say he has like peppery I don't know if his hair is peppered or not, but he wears glasses. I think he's in California somewhere. But hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Hey sir. And he kind of sits level with his congregation and he just has the conversations with them, you know? I thought that was pretty dope. I thought that was pretty dope. But maybe somewhere in your sermons, if you've already got them written up, maybe you can sprinkle in there a heart check. Do you know if your congregation is going to the right direction? Do you think they've been fed enough to know right from wrong and that they're reflecting that out in the world when they're at work dealing with others that are not in their church? Do they deal with the people in your church with love? Do you know? As a shepherd, do you know your sheep? I like what you did there. Do you know your sheep? Hmm? Do you know if the flock that you have been hurting for however long you have been hurting these people, these individuals? Do you know their hearts? Are they okay? Are they crying out in their actions for help? I think some people genuinely are. Oh, I want to shout out all my little spam people that be popping on here like first thing when I get on here. I appreciate y'all. I know y'all be spam. Hey, but I appreciate the engagement, okay? I really do. Woo! I'm one of them ones. I'm I'm working on it. Woo! Listen. Woo! That was a smooth. Oh, listen. I be having a good old time. I hope y'all do. I really hope y'all do. I can't make this up. I really can't. People be circling around me like, what's wrong with them? They think they little car circle's gonna do something. I be in their sleep. I hear like the first two circles. I be out. He ain't gonna interrupt my sleep. I don't care about your vroom vroom, and I don't care about them cars that now all of a sudden keep popping up. Why is that? Y'all, when you being cyber stalked, they want you to be crazy. But the funny part is, I remember a celebrity talking about. It'd be weird calling people celebrities. I remember this entertainer. I don't know if that's nice or not. There was an entertainer. I'm gonna say entertainer because if I don't say entertainer, then you won't know it's a celebrity. So I gotta pick a word. See, when I be saying their name, some of them, I don't know if they be sensitive for real or if it's an act because some of them be actors. So I don't be knowing if they be acting or not when they be like throwing shade at me too, because it's like I ain't even say nothing bad about you. I just said your name, and now you in your feelings. Is it you or your demons, or you just acting? Which one is it? I tell you. Y'all know something funny? I'm gonna share something with y'all funny, because y'all probably ain't laughing right now if y'all listening. But the way Suzette said that, oh, I know she listening. So let me share this with y'all. I seen this entertainer, producer, director. I think he wears a lot of hats. But he said something about he only gonna buy his child Legos and something simple. It was two simple things. And you know what? I'm not mad at that. I'll tell you why. The other day I was sitting there thinking like, dang, when you look at some of the people who were born into wealth and some of the things they probably have experienced simply because of their access to wealth and the different things that their parents might be into that the public doesn't easily see. I mean, the veil's been lifted a little now, so I mean, the public sees them way more than they were before. And so I was like, that's a good thing, right? Because some of the kids that we have watched grow up who have wealthy parents and had access to all of these things and probably received all of these things, some of them are very damaged too, you know? So I think it's beautiful that he can hear somebody with nothing say something about being spoiled. And so now he only wants to give his son Legos. And I forget the second thing, but I remembered the Legos because that was just very interesting that he said Legos. Anywho, and so the funny part about it, right, is I was spoiled growing up. It was never financially though. It was always with love. And so it's interesting to me, right? Because of the love I was spoiled with, that's why it's easy for me to give it because I've received love. Yeah. I don't care about the acts that the storytellers concerning my life have been putting on. I receive love. hmm Not in all situations, not in all aspects, but I know what love is. And so I know what it ain't either. So I think it's beautiful that you want to keep him loved simply without all the extra stuff. Because, see, It's interesting to grow up with everything, but then when you're in a position where you have nothing, and now there's this character that's coming out of you that wasn't there when you had everything, and so now you're having to readjust to nothing because you've been put on this pedestal for so long that you don't know how to handle the bottom because you were just up all the time. But see, I grew up with love and struggle. And so that's why I'm able to love even in the struggle. A lot of y'all claim y'all grew up with love in the struggle, but you treat people ugly just because. And you know what's interesting about it? Processing things differently than others is that it does not necessarily mean that you did not grow up with love and struggle, but it still definitely might mean that your heart is hardened. And so, even though you were equipped to know how to deal with it and to know how to give it to somebody else in the midst of their struggles, because your heart is hardened, that's why instead of showing them love, you give hate. It doesn't mean that you didn't grow up similar or that you didn't have love and struggle growing up, which made you a solid, hard-working person. Because that's what a lot of you love to flag around, is that you're hard-working. But you did a lot of work and didn't touch your heart. So I hope that for you wealthy individuals who don't want to spoil your kids, I hope you spoil them with love, because that's the one thing that conquers everything. Whether rich, poor, struggling, in between, without, love conquers everything. So even if they grow up with everything and you don't give them everything, you allow them to know what struggle is, because that's going to help them, right? Hopefully be better individuals, not undercover monsters or anything, then we can hopefully have better, more well rounded individuals in the world, regardless of their stature. That was said in love. It was. I ain't say your name because you know who you are. And last time I said your name, it turned into this whole thing. And I feel like you ain't let it go yet. And that's your business. However, I done been let it go. We're adults. We say whatever we need to say and we move on from it. That's what adults, I thought, were supposed to do. Doesn't mean I hate you. Might mean I don't rock with you. Might mean you don't rock with me. And that's cool. But I ain't about to go back and forth with you. I ain't gonna drop no whole album just to. I ain't about to drop no 50, 60, 70 clips just because of one round of whatever. I ain't about to do all of that. I'm not built that way. Not for something that's, you know what? It could be minor to me. Maybe it's big for you, so do your thing. However, mm-mm. So yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out what I'm gonna do because I need to figure that out. I also need to figure out. Oh, I need to go get some bleach. What time is it? All right, so yeah. I gotta go run and do something. So y'all might or might not catch me back on here. But either way, y'all be easy and examine your hearts. Pastors, priests, ministers, whoever giving the word on Sunday. I ain't telling you what to do. I'm just throwing a suggestion out there. It's lives on the line. Do you know your sheep? Are their hearts okay? Are they hardened? Do you need to establish heart check ministry groups? I don't know what you can do, what you would do. Maybe you got somebody in your church that's creative like that. I don't know. But maybe you can do heart check groups. Hey sweetheart, you want me to wave? What are you doing? Y'all and somebody. A young kid pretending like she's dropping the book off. And she's not. She's just playing with her camera phone across from the thing. But maybe now she's actually finding the real book. She found one. I'm telling you, being stalked, being cyber stalked, being harassed is something else. Maybe that was Suzette. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, I really be like by myself cutting up just like this. I know Suzette know because she be watching my oh gosh. I know some other people know, they got time now since they done got fired and whatever. I don't know the case. So maybe they be watching my life harder now too. Who knows? But it's just so funny to me. I think this might be Suzette though. Because she stood there for a good minute. These people are weird. I know I'm weird, different, unique. But these people are weird. They're weird. And it'd be so funny because they be so proud of it. I know I can see why people hate me because how you spend so much energy trying to make me hate myself or feel bad. And I'm laughing the whole time. That gotta be the worst feeling in the world. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh gosh. It's like you done went out of your way, done put all your creative energy into this. And this is like, oh, I'm special to you. Excuse me. I'm about to go so I can keep laughing because I know y'all want to hear me laugh like this, but I'm serious. I'm so serious. Whew. Cheers to the rest of this milk. Don't forget, y'all go try y'all some raw milk and support your local farmers, okay? Okay. I tried to post a video the other day, but for some reason, YouTube said it failed to upload. I think it was the stalkers on my phone. They always messing with something. I think this stuff worked pretty good though, because the other morning I started drinking this yesterday, and I woke up and coughed. When I tell you there was like some phlegm or something that just, and I was so mad because I know this TMI, but y'all done caught all the other TMI, but and I guess Suzette feels privileged that she gets to see it. Oh gosh, I would be mad at me too if I did. How you trying to make me mad? I'm laughing in your face. I would be mad at me too. Whew. Dear future husband. If you're watching this. Oh, I hope you like to laugh because I'll be cutting up. I do. I ain't ashamed. I ain't got no reason to be ashamed. I hope you got tough skin because the people I have to deal with on a day-to-day basis sometimes, we both gonna need patience because they be trying. So, oh, they be trying me. Mm. I hope you like to eat healthy, like periodically, because that's how I be doing it. Periodically. Listen, to the person who I was talking to about the Legos, I really hope you done got over it. But if you haven't, I can understand. I can understand. I'm sure it was interesting. Something I had to deal with on a daily basis. I don't know how long it lasted for you, but I have to deal with on a daily basis. And I don't have no security. Well, excuse me, I actually do have security, but just not security set up in the way that you might have security. You know what I mean? And so I have to deal with this stuff raw and uncut. So I ain't got no hate, no nothing. I'm just saying. Love and Legos. Love and Legos. It's a good way to spoil your kid. And for the love part, that means you're gonna have to be present. So maybe daddy, son, daddy, daughter, work days, stuff like that. Not that I have to tell you. I'm pretty sure you know how to love on your kid. But I'm just saying, love is being present. And I don't know the behind the scenes of your life. I mean, you're kind of not in my situation, I don't believe. And so I don't know your behind the scenes. But love, Legos, and whatever the other one you said. Yeah. And I know you appear to be the type of person where you'll encourage your kid to be their creative selves in whatever capacity that develops for them. I know hopefully you're not going to be the person to force them to have to follow and just let them be them, you know? So I ain't got no kids, but I was once a kid. And I know the best thing a parent can give a child is their presence. And I know the thing as a person that loves is having to remove your presence. It's tough. It is tough, but it's necessary sometimes. And you have to thug through it anyways. And just love them from a distance, you know? So, one day at a time, making the world a better place, you know? I'm proud of myself today, though. I ain't gonna lie. Because, boy, Suzette. Whew. Mm. But, whew, y'all be easy. So, the summation of all of this is there needs to be heart checks. So, y'all that got these churches that's over these sheep that y'all see every Sunday, uh, I ain't telling y'all how to steward your church. I'm just saying there's some sheep out here that are in the world that's not. Where's God at? Where's God in them? And I know y'all with those mega churches, you probably there's no way you know all of your sheep, but because they sit under you, they're a representation of you. Just like some people who be giving words and messages and different things like that, I can tell who they sit under by how they talk sometimes. And it's funny because some of them won't even acknowledge it. That's who they sit up under. But it's evident because of how they talk. Y'all was a little. This place is so weird. But it's also a very beautiful place too. But the people, some of the people are very strange. They're a little some things got passed down that it will be a great time to stop passing it down. One, because there's a good bit of your kids who actually seem to be emerging or submerging themselves in the culture that's not theirs. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all out here submerging ourselves, learning about different cultures. But it's kind of interesting to, see your children are able to love and their parents are still quite toxic. So, hopefully you're not just out there absorbing the culture, but then still thinking that you can, ish on it. And that was a sketchy way. That's just how it came out. But I ain't saying it's right either. I ain't saying it's wrong. But I just hope you're not that parent. If your child has the heart and the capacity to love and embrace people that are different from them, whether they learn that from you or not, don't be that old bitter parent that keeps themselves closed off because of ideologies and things that were passed down that are not going to serve you in this time period. If you haven't realized that you are also dispensable and you're still holding on to ideologies that said you weren't, well, that's not a good place to be, is it? Especially when there are so many others who look like you, who are able to see that it's not about just the skin. It's not about if you have more than somebody. And this is stated to all people. Is not your stature or status means nothing. Your spirit means everything. So I refuse to be blind to the fact that there are definitely some people more than others that seem to have fun treating me a certain type of way. But I also refuse to be hateful just because you're hateful. But then don't play victim if put in the position to be one. Some of y'all good at that. And it's it's crazy. But the good thing for those of you out there like Suzette, being that you have access to all of my information and all my life, well, guess what? If you do something stupid, so does the rest of the 8 billion people in this world. They heard and seen you do that stupid thing. And guess what? Stupid is as stupid does. I think that's a quote from something. I think that might be Forrest Gump or something. I don't know. Woo! I know you'll find it out. You seem like you might be a little fed or something, Suzette. You got some people that's, 3 letters. But yeah, y'all do better. Do better. Inspect your hearts and know that you're not alone. There's other people whose hearts need work too. We're always, all of us, including myself, constantly inspecting the heart. Maybe that can be a sermon title for one of y'all. Y'all a little bit quicker than me sometimes on getting out these sermons. But on coming up with the titles and stuff, oh, I be having them locked down. So inspecting the heart can be one of y'all sermon titles. I don't know. I threw it out there. Catch it if you want to catch it. Shout out to that girl to be doing that. She be fun. She seemed cool. I don't know your name. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know your name. I don't know I know your face though. I know you'll catch it. I know that's you. It wasn't nobody else. I seen you first. I know it was you. But I ain't got time. Heart checks. When you do heart checks on Sunday, check y'all sheep. Some of them out here making y'all churches look bad. I know you ain't sitting in the pew outside in the world acting like this. But you worried about the sister that's not at the church? You think I'm about to come to your church and your sheep out here acting like this? No. I ain't. I sure ain't. Cause something. Whatever you feeding the sheep, they is it ain't grass fed. It ain't the good stuff. Because they out here with diarrhea of the spirit. I can see some of y'all thumbnails now. And guess what I'm gonna be doing? You ain't gonna tie me down. Okay, Lord, I'm sorry. All right, I gotta go. I've been on here talking to y'all for a whole hour and 40 minutes. Whew. Suzette, go to church now. Hopefully your church will do a heart check just for you. You might actually need to be the one to lead. No, don't lead it, because then there'll be more. It'll be more you multiplied. And if you ain't done the heart work, then it's gonna be other little demons running around here, and we trying to exterminate you, okay? Because the word says we have to get rid of the bad folks. It's in there. I ain't got the exact scripture. I've talked about it before. Go ask Suzette to pull my records. Ask Suzette wherever she sees all of my information at. Ask Suzette to pull my records and see which scripture I gave that talks about we have to get rid of all of the bad for the good to multiply and overflow. Okay, so Suzette, if you don't go to church on Sunday and do your heart check, you gonna be one of them ones we gotta get rid of. I just want you to understand that, because I know you can pull my records and go see in my video list, my conversation list, where I talked about that at. So wherever you see my videos at, Suzette, and let me not say my videos, wherever you see the cyber stalked information, or where you can follow my life without me telling you to follow my life, because, well, I don't talk too much about my life all the time on here. So wherever Suzette is knowingly watching someone being stalked and proud to be out here in these worldly streets, trying to feel superior to that person while not taming the demon she's walking around with. The people need the scripture. Okay, Suzette? Now, if you don't know where it is, ask your cousin Suzette number two. And you can just give Suzette's 1, 2, 3, 4, 10,000. I don't know which number you're going to be. But ask another Suzette and see where the record is. I don't got the scripture right now. But if you don't fix your heart, Suzette, you're going to be one of them ones we got to get rid of, because we got to get the bad out for the good to the new heaven. We got to sweep the dirt out the door for the temple to be hospitable for Christ. So Suzette, make sure you go to church on Sunday and you do a heart check, okay? Matter of fact, if your pastor or your priest don't even bring up the heart check conversation, go up to the altar and say, Pastor, help me. Speak to the Lord on my behalf and help me. Help me get this prayer to the Lord so he can answer me. Now, Suzette, I just want you to know, as a woman, when it comes to connection with the Lord, if the altar ain't gonna do it for you, go sit by a body of water and pray and ask God to search your hearts. See if he can till the soil of your heart. And if he can't, that means you have extra work to do outside of the 40 hours that you are so proud of doing. Y'all can see me, right? I know it's dark. Am I glowing? Is it the light enough for y'all? Can y'all see me? I know I'm dark. I love it though. But look, that's all I got for you, I think, for real this time. Hopefully you enjoyed the laughs and the talks and the conversation. I'm going to make this one public. All of my lives I don't make public. Some of them I just don't. Some of them I do. I think this one should be public because, maybe someone that hadn't heard what I said might need to hear what they said. Maybe they not the rich person with the Legos. Maybe they the rich person with something else. But your kids need love, like healthy love. So then they don't grow up damaged from the things that you allowed them to experience. Instead of protecting them, you threw them out to the wolves like sheep to the slaughter. So, parents, you are a shepherd to your kids. I'm sure you know that. I know you know that. For those of you whose feathers are going to be ruffled, I know you know that. I know you do. But just throwing them money all the time and you're never there or giving them the best, allowing them to do whatever they want, however they want, and oh, we love you, and yes, you can speak eloquently, or whatever the case may be, but they're still broken and damaged on the inside. My mom didn't have everything, but we never went without. And love me, she did. Regardless of how things may seem or may be now because of this situation, doesn't even matter. My mom loved me. I was spoiled with love. We never went without. Whether we was used, secondhand, brand new, it don't matter. We didn't go without. I know love because I grew up with love. That's why I can give it. hmm That's why I can see that some of y'all didn't get it, or that some of you are selective with it, which there's nothing wrong with being selective at all. It's actually a very good thing, but some of us learned that too late. So I was one. So that's all I got for y'all. Maybe, most likely. Most likely. We'll see though, because I do need to finish up part 2 so I can get that out. I was working on a little bit last night. But yeah. Yep. Peace.